The three of us sit together in my backyard, beer bottles spread all around our little triangle. Leftover garbage from the sandwiches we ate earlier accompany those same beer bottles. I personally prefer Modelo, but all Santiago managed to bring us were some lukewarm, probably decade-old Mexican beers that tasted as awful as they looked. Halfway through drinking my second round, I thought I was chugging down piss. But still, booze is booze. This tastes like ass and not the good kind, Santiago says, belches and then spits. Yuck. Last time you're providing the beverages, I say. God, I'd rather drink mercury. I peered over at Elena and see that she had barely touched her own drink. By the disgusted look on her face, I can tell that she feels the same. It's one of the last nights of summer vacation, Elena starts, and I'm spending it with you dorks drinking this crap. Don't remind me, Santiago complains. Why the hell does school have to start next week? I mean, it is our senior year. I remind them. Shit is going to be alright, and honestly, we should be enjoying these moments right now. God knows when we can all fuck around like this anymore. You have a point, Santi says. I'm not looking forward to seeing some of the people there though. Bitches there just irritate me sometimes, and the guys are just annoying. Once again, Santi finds the perfect words to express my feelings. If anything, high school has brought my cousins and me closer. Since the three of us are practically the same age, and the fact that we all attend the same institution, we've grown attached to one another. It was perfect that way. We spend most of the night chatting and laughing, all while the moon crawls away from my backyard and its light disappears with it. It starts to get too dark for comfort, and we know eventually someone would have to make the annoying trip of turning on the lamplight. Neither of us wants to go, however. But as always, the darkness eventually becomes too menacing. Alright, I ain't getting up to turn on the lights, Santi states. Not it. Not it. I hear Elena shout, while my words seem to stick on my tongue. Damn it, man, that ain't fair, I say. Elena snorts and laughs. Whatever. I stand up and drag myself towards the lamp. It hangs above Elena like a loose tooth. I flick the switch on and a dim, yellow light pours all over my backyard. I return to my seat. Well, what now then? We all exchange looks of perplexity, unable to think of something to entertain ourselves. We made one simple rule whenever the three of us head downstairs to the backyard, and that is, absolutely no cell phones. We will not allow our phones to distract ourselves from interacting with one another. I mean, it is getting late, I begin. How about we share some stories? I stress that last word out with a malicious tone. My cousins glance at me, and I raise my eyebrows to add more emphasis. They stare down at each other for a quick second, and begin to giggle like kids who just broke an expensive vase and are lying about it. Hey, I say, what's so damn funny? Don't be including me in any insiders, you bastards. It's nothing really, Elena says, but continues to giggle whenever she looks at Santi. Stop looking at me. You stop, Santi laughs. You're both acting like a bunch of bitches, I grunt. Come on, I want to know what's going on. Well, it's funny you should mention that, Santi says. It just so happens that Elena and I have the scariest story you'll ever hear. I have a story? Elena nearly screams. Santi and I both shush her, and remind her that we're outside where the damn neighbors are trying to sleep. Sorry, but anyways. She points at Santi. You're the one that told me it. What? You have a story and it's a scary one, I ask, a bit astonished. Well then, I can't wait to hear this. I sometimes wonder how we acquired this deep love for the macabre, but when it comes down to it, I know it derives from the way our environment raised us. We grew up with Chucky, The Ring, the Saw series, and that's just scratching the surface of all the other scary shit our developing minds absorbed over the years. But we also need to give credit to our parents, of course. Our tradition to pass around horror stories like goodies on Halloween originated from our parents, and their own siblings and cousins. They all used to gather together, and just how I'm doing right now, and share whatever imaginative tales plunged out of their minds. Yeah, man, Santi says. And trust me, when I say this, it's really terrifying. You sure about that? I questioned my cousin. I don't know, man. I've seen some pretty messed up stuff. I'm more than positive, dude. Santi says, this shit will make you piss yourself. Have you heard this story already, Elena? I ask. She nods her head while smiling. For real? What'd you think about it then? I mean, Elena starts. Honestly, for someone like Santi who never ever told a good scary story, it's pretty freaking horrifying. Well, first things first, I say. Is this story real or fake? I don't know, Santi snickers. I guess you have to wait and hear for yourself. Don't be such an asshole, dude, I say. You know you always gotta clarify if what we're about to hear is either true or not. It prepares us for whatever emotional wreckage we may or may not feel. Well, how about this? I'll tell you my amazing story. If you tell me a real scary story yourself. You must have a new one involving your haunted house. Elena twitches in her seat. See, what do you gotta say to that? Now Elena's all scared and shit. I nudged her with my elbow, you know, to be the annoying primo she knows and loves. Elena gives off an irritated smile. This time we really pissed her off. She has every right to be scared, like, what the fuck? Your house is freaking creepy, Santi says. I don't blame Elena for feeling the way she feels. My house grew a reputation of it being haunted around the time we attended middle school. This was the sort of things that made me special among my friends at the time. I guess you can say this also added to my overall love of horror, in a weird sort of way. Not just horror, but the absolute emotion of fear. Some might hate it, but people like my cousins and I are addicted to that feeling. We love the way it crawls deep inside our skin, turns our blood cold, raises the hairs on our arms, and enervates our minds beyond measures. You're still shook after what happened, I asked my prima. Well, no, duh. How can you not be? That was probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. Elena shivers, even though earlier in the night she kept on yapping on about how hot it was outside. I still think you sleptwalk, man, Santi says. I mean, what other explanation do you have? I've never sleptwalked before in my life. I shush Elena again, and smack her knee in punishment. Sorry again, but still. Someone carried me to the guest room and it wasn't anybody in the house. I asked everybody, and they all said they did no such thing. That damn ghost or demon in George's house scooped me up and now I'm scared thinking about it. Perfect, I say. Now that the mood is set, let's hear that amazing story of yours, bro. Santi mumbles. Okay, fine. I throw my hands up in the air and scream in delight, and this time Elena tells me to shut up. Okay, here's how it starts. Off in the distance, we hear the sound of leaves crunching. The noise immediately shuts everybody up. I hold my breath and gaze around my backyard. Elena and Santi follow my eyes, although nobody says it. We all feel a bit intimidated by the turn of events. The noise erupts again, and this time Elena gasps and jumps from her seat. I look at Elena and I raise a single finger to my lips. Santi fixes his eyes near one of the entrances in my backyard. I think it came from over there. I was thinking the same thing, I say, but I'm not too sure. You think it's an animal? Probably, Santi says. Who's going to check it out? Last time some skunks or raccoons or whatever the fuck dug inside your trash cans and made a complete mess. I doubt your father will let it slide a second time. You know how he can be. Maybe we should send Elena to go. I tease her, but in a kind-hearted attempt to alleviate everybody's unreasonable fear. No way. Elena shakes her head. Count me out on that. Well, I already got up to turn on the lamplight, I state. So I guess that leaves you, huh, Santi? I hate you both, he mutters as he picks himself up and moves towards the gate. Santi pulls the small switch open, its rusty hinges squeaking as loud as a pig getting slaughtered, and meanders out into my backyard. Elena and I sit in silence as we wait for him to return. The wind blows harder as time passes by. Yellow and green leaves rain and billow all over the air. They land on the ground, forming large piles that reminds me of autumn approaching. We should have brought some blankets, I say to break the quietness. What's taking this kid so long? Elena states. We rear closer to where Santi left and try to listen in on what he's doing. We hear nothing but the rushing of cars outside, and this worries me a bit. Okay, Elena says. What the hell happened to... Boo! Santi jumps in between Elena and I. I reel back in surprise, a scream of despair caught inside my throat. Elena, on the other hand, unleashes a cry as loud as a jet engine. She stumbles backwards, loses her balance, and falls back on her chair. Santi and I watch in pure hysteria as our cousin lands on the ground with her chair on top of her. No, you didn't, I yell. Santi and I burst into laughter. We grab each other's shoulders to support our outburst. That was not nice. Elena interrupts our joy. She struggles to pick herself up from the ground, which only makes us laugh even more. I feel a bit guilty, however, so I go to assist her. She stands up, shoves me away, and proceeds to stomp towards Santi. You're an asshole, dude. What if I broke my neck? It was so damn worth it, though, Santi says, still smiling about it. Okay, whatever happened, happened, I say. Just go on and tell your story, please. You're right, Santi says, and we all sit back down. Elena still stares at Santi with mild hatred. It'll pass, though. It always does. Okay, here it comes. Santi begins. He hunches down a bit and rests his elbows on his thighs. Elena and I lock our eyes with his. You guys remember that little girl who died in a car accident near the grocery store? Santi asks us. A strict look takes over his face, unlike his usual playful expression. You mean Cassandra? Cassandra Gutierrez, I ask. What about her? Wait a minute, Elena begins. Shh, I want no interruptions, Santi says. But yeah, her. You want to know the true story of what had happened to her? There's a story involving her death, I ask. Oh, there's a story, all right, Santi says. It turns out this girl was well acquainted with the devil. I know what you're thinking, but trust me, guys, when I say it's true. You know all the stupid shit little kids be doing nowadays? Someone in the high school probably influenced her or some shit. Anyways, rumors got to her that there is a special type of ritual that will, now get this, transform you into a demon or some shit along those lines. I know, it sounds hysterical. But as fake as it sounds, however, this ritual might hold some truth after what I'm about to say. It isn't just like any other ritual. For starters, the thing needs to last over 7 months. Within those 7 months, each month you had to perform a different task. And what I mean by that is, for example, the first month you had to tell at least 10 lies a day. It starts off easy and all, but as you can imagine, it gets worse as time goes on. So when she first started, she just kept on lying without stopping. Cassandra had no trouble completing that first task. The second month, however, was a bit more challenging. It requires the person to rob something from someone every day. She was a bit hesitant to do so, since she wanted to prove that the devil will actually come to her right after those 7 months. Kids told her that the demon usually arrives during the first or second month, but this hadn't happened to Cassandra yet. Finally, however, around the middle of the second month, the devil paid her a visit. But again, robbing a store or stealing somebody's wallet ain't that difficult. We be robbing places left and right. Santi flicks my knee with his hand and he winks at me. I struggle to offer him a smile back. But yeah, the devil came to her dreams and stated that from now on, she'll follow his instructions. Now that Cassandra had full proof, she was ready to set sail. The bitch usually took money from her parents or once in a while smuggled some food from the same grocery store where she was run over. The third month came and the devil commanded her to commit blasphemy as much as possible within a month. I cannot fully explain to you all the crazy shit this bitch did. Cassandra was a complete mess. Dear God, this girl used the Lord's name in vain, pissed out a number of Bibles, went to church late at night, and vandalized the entire area. I'll give her props for being one creative bitch. She makes the three of us look like a bunch of wimps. Anyways, the 4th month came and the devil gave her new orders. Every weekend of that month, she had to perform a worshiping in honor of Lucifer. I don't have all of the little details on what she did exactly, but you guys can imagine all the crazy shit that went down. So far, in my opinion, most of the stuff she had to do wasn't that bad. But then came the 5th month. Here's when it gets juicy. The devil told Cassandra she needed to kill an animal every single day. Every damn day, imagine that. The devil said it doesn't matter what type of animal, just as long as she progresses as the weeks pass by. She started off with bugs, birds, and all that other shit. And then she started murdering squirrels and raccoons. If you ask me, she did this town a favor slaughtering those animals. It can be annoying. But yeah, then she killed dogs and cats that roam the streets. And at last, this crazy bitch burned down an entire farm. A farm. I'm telling you, these white people are crazy. At this point, the devil already knew that she was the one. So that's why, during the 6th month, he asked her to do some real wicked shit. The demon asked her to kill another human being. A sinister smile curves up Santi's lips. Elena sucks in her breath. No, don't say. Listen to this, guys. Santi says. I mean, that is some serious shit, you know, to take another person's life. The devil didn't give her an exact date, but said it had to be done within that 6th month. Well, did she do it? Elena and I ask in unison. Supposedly, she killed some hobo near our neighborhood. Santi reveals to us. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what a lot of people are speculating. Everyone is sure, however, that this bitch definitely murdered another human being. I can tell by your grim faces that this shit is scary. I know. Trust me. Jesus. I'm left completely speechless. I always perceived Cassandra to be an innocent girl, but to kill someone? Holy shit. The story doesn't end here, guys. Santi whispers. This next part is my favorite. So yeah, she killed the hobo. The 7th month comes, the final obstacle. Just thinking about it, I can only imagine the pressure and anticipation Cassandra must have felt. So what happens was, the devil told her in order for her to complete the ritual, she needed to kill a member of her family. And you want to know what this bitch did. She pussied out at the last minute. She couldn't do it. I guess she must have loved her family that much. I mean, in my opinion, she's really stupid. You already killed another human being, and at this point, you're considered a piece of shit. Why not just kill someone in your family? It could have been an uncle, an aunt, a sister, a cousin. What the fuck did he just say? I begin. You still haven't explained how she died. Something doesn't fit right. This fear flowing through my veins feels demented. Oh, that, Santi says. Well, I killed her. I ran that bitch over. My mind goes blank. Santi shifts his eyes towards mine. A weight of dread unfolds inside me. I don't see my cousin. I see someone else. I see a monster dwelling inside him. What did he just say? Elena stutters. Santi in return provides us with his most doleful expression yet. I said, I killed Cassandra. What's so hard about it? I ran the bitch over. See, what she didn't know was that I was also completing my 7th month of the trial. The devil informed me on my 6th month that she backed off, so he suggested that I should eliminate her. Bam. That easy. I was able to complete my second to last task. But the story doesn't end there. I guess that leaves me. That same crunching noise that interrupted Santi in the beginning returns to cut him off again. God damn it! Santi barks in rage. I go check that shit out again. I thought I fucking got rid of those damn animals. Once again, he leaves Alana and me all by ourselves in the backyard. We sit in disturbed silence, and this time I feel completely afraid to move a single joint. I try to stop my hands from shaking, but this fright itching deep inside my skin prevents me from maintaining my composure. Hey, Alana Elena says. I'm startled by the sudden sound of her voice. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I have to tell you something though. Please keep talking, I whimper. Hearing you talk is calming me down. That's not the story you told me earlier, Elena says. You told me something completely different. I don't know what the hell kind of story you just told. I'm back, Santi says in his cheerful tone. The one I've come to associate my favorite cousin with. Elena and I jump in our seats. Sorry I took so long, but I wanted to scram away all those damn raccoons. You gotta do something about that, bro. Elena and I stare at her cousin with trepidation. What? Why the solemn faces? Are you guys scared even before I tell my awesome story? Just what the fuck do you mean, dude? Elena bickers. What kind of story were you telling me before? That wasn't very nice of you to just shit on Cassandra's grave like that. Okay, hold the fuck up, Santi remarks. Why the hell are you all up in my shit with the bitchy tone of yours, cuz? What the hell did I do wrong? I just got here. I haven't even said my story yet. And why did you even bring up Cassandra? Bullshit. Elena mouths off. If this is some sick prank, then just stop, you asshole. You scared George and me pretty badly. You need to calm the hell down, Santi argues back. Yo, George, tell her to chill, bro. What the hell happened that made her all crazy just now? I remain quiet. I wait to see if Elena figures it out. But it's more than that. I can't help but stay mute. The realization of it all leaves me stagnant. Dismay takes over my mind. Do you hear me? Santi repeats himself. Dude, are you okay? You don't look too well. I switch my gaze from the ground and stare at Elena. It takes her a moment, but she finally gets it. I see her eyes swell and the first of many tears spill down her ruddy cheeks. Santi, I whisper. How does the story end? Please tell me you remember a little bit. Bro, I have no idea what you're Santi! I spring up from my chair, knocking the damn thing down. I march towards my cousin, grab his shoulders, and rattle his goddamn body. Please, you have to remember. How does the story end? What happens next? From behind me, I hear Elena sob. She whispers a silent prayer to herself. It's all useless, however. We're fucked. Santi, don't do it, please. I cry on his shoulders. Don't kill Elena or me. The sound of leaves breaking comes again. This time, however, I hear the crunch right beyond Santi. I'm sorry, he whispers, but I don't know what I did. The beers. What? What do you mean the beers? The poison. Santi slowly mumbles. One of us is going to die.